Hi, Whitney. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about my new business. It's called Riley's Clean and Clutterless Service. Through this interview, I'm hoping to gather some information that will help me in the future of my business. So thank you for your participation.
You're welcome.
Thanks. So first of all, I just want to tell you a little bit about organization and why it's important. Organization and order is very useful in every aspect of your life, just to help keep your stress level low and keep your time management managed. And so, how organized would you say you are at home?
On a scale of 1 to 10 at home, I'd probably sit at a 5.
A 5?
And 1 is like not organized at all, 10 super organized. So
Okay. And what about at work?
I have to be a little bit more at work. So I'm probably at a 7.
At a 7 at work?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to be more organized at work and at home, or do you think that would help you?
Probably. Probably make things a little smoother. Yeah.
Okay. So, for your job, is it very stressful, or?
I am project manager for web design at my job, and so at any given point I'm managing about 20 different websites from the start to the very finish, gathering content and doing all these things, and so it is high stress, and it is stressful, and so there's sending me all these different people are sending me all this different stuff that I've got to keep together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So how would being organized affect your stress level at work?
Well, each week it probably would be helpful because we send out status reports. Those go out just to update the client on where they're at, what we have from them, what we need from them, and it gets really confusing having that many people, that many photos, and so probably organization would make that easier and
lower your stress level.
Yeah, it would take less time for me to get that done.
Mm-hmm. And so what about at home? What's your stress level at home?
At home it's easier to ignore. I think it's more that I probably have time, I just am a little lazier. But the mess is stressful in itself. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, so being organized at home would also just make you feel more relaxed and less stressed. Mm-hmm. You could probably agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one of the biggest benefits of being organized, obviously I've said it a few times, is the reduction of stress. Many studies suggest that having a clean and organized home/work area, it can make you healthier and happier. So, do you have any ideas of what you think the benefits of being organized are?
Well, I think at home, I always think it's easier to sleep if my room is clean, or if I have everything where it goes. It makes it easier. Mm-hmm. Getting ready in the morning is easier if it's all where it's supposed to be. And at work, it would be super helpful for when like the boss comes in and he's like, I need updated on all these things you're working on. Mm-hmm. And so that would be really beneficial to be more organized.
Okay. And so are you able to pretty well maintain organization in just most areas of your life, such as your house, your car, your job?
It's hard.
And anything else?
I definitely have room for improvement. I just do the best that I know how. Mm-hmm. So there's definitely room for improvement.
Okay. Are there certain times that make it harder for you to try to keep things clean and in order, but probably times that you need to keep them more organized? I mean, that kind of came out as confusing, but such as like holidays or deadlines or when you're sick.
Yeah. So, well, work specifically, whenever we get a flood of new projects, it's always high stress because all of a sudden you've got all these new things, mm-hmm. but you have to maintain all these old things, keep it all separated and be at different. So this person's almost done with their website and this person's just started, and so it can get really stressful at that time. And at home, it gets stressful, like you said, at holidays and just when big events, when people are going to come over, or yeah, you want your house to be presentable.
So, being a project manager, people are kind of counting on you to have everything together.
Yeah, so at work they ask me or my job is to be in track for the client, so because it's easy for them even to forget where they're at, because
the client,
because they're doing their own job, and so my job is to be on top of it for everyone. And so organization would be super important.
Okay. Let's see. So, since you have some organization skills, it's not like you're a hoarder or have a destroyed house or work or anything. So, what is your system right now for keeping things in order at home, in your car, at your job?
System? I don't know that I have a system at home, unless you count clothes go in the closet, shoes go on the shelf. And I think I just have, there's a place for it. At work, we have a tool that can help me keep track of where clients are, but I typically will use like file folders or something. But even that gets hard to maintain, because if you don't have a folder, then it's easy to forget that that's something you need to do. And so.
Yeah. So, now I'd just like to talk to you about just practical organization in your everyday life. So, are there any, like you said, I guess this would count for practical, but clothes go in the closet, shoes on the shelf are practical things that you do to help you stay organized. Do you think that if others around you are more organized, then you would be inspired to be even more organized or maintain the organization?
Probably. I think that people can be very influential on you. So if you see that things are going smoothly or that they have a system that works, it'll definitely help. So like if you were to start this business or you are apparently, so if you were to start this business and I were to see testimonies of how other people's, the way they're living, even though, organization may not be like a revolutionary, life-changing thing, it can, like you said, probably relieve so much stress where it is, oh yeah, that's worth it. That's beneficial to get something like that.
Yeah. And so, like you said, it's just seeing how it affects other people's life. Just a little bit of my family history and organization, I guess. My parents are on the middle of the scale of being organized, but I can just remember so many times of, oh my gosh, where's our keys? And then we're late to school, or where's the insurance card? And we missed the doctor's appointment. And so just after kind of creating a system for my family and my house, I've seen how it's just lowered the stress level and helped just with time management. It saves time. We are typically late, and this has helped us a little bit with not being late, just knowing where to find things and knowing where to put them back. Not that everyone always does that, but if they do, then that's very helpful. So I think that my parents were pretty organized, but that was something that I kind of wanted. So are your parents organized?
Mine are probably about the same as like what you said. Actually, I take that back. My mom is probably mid-scale. My dad, if you were to walk into his barn, good luck finding anything. He knows where everything is. Nobody else has a clue. And so even this past summer, he actually hired someone to go in there and just put it in.
Kind of clean it out and
so that everyone else would know, could walk in to the barn. And so my dad's probably pretty low on the scale.
Low on the scale. So you would say you grew up in a semi-organized home?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Do you think people are born with the ability or desire to be organized, or do you think that our parents probably instill that in us?
I think everyone wants to be organized, but I do think that your parents possibly instill, like, there's some people's houses where you go out and it's not a big deal that there's clutter everywhere, and that's how my dad grew up, where in the kitchen, you know, the mail sitting out, but that's normal. And you might have just all these things sitting out on the counter, where, like, other people would grow up in order for it to be clean and organized, the counter is completely cleaned off. And so, yeah.
Just different for different people.
I think that if you grew up and clutter on the counter is normal, and I think clutter has a negative connotation, but having things out is normal, then that seems clean.
Then that's clean for them. That's organized for them.
Yeah.
And so, being in a semi-organized, cluttered a little bit house, how did this impact your school life and even your social life and, like, stress level tying in with emotions and that kind of thing?
School life. I think that having a semi-level of organization, you know, when you start grade school and you've got to they send home papers for your parents to sign, and they have homework for you and that sort of thing. I think that they try to instill organization because they give you those folders. You know, you have one for each class. And so they kind of help you with that. But it's still, if you don't have something there, it's super easy to lose homework or be late on things because you just lost it, or you left it at home because it wasn't in the folder, or it wasn't where it was supposed to be.
It was a hectic morning.
Yeah, hectic morning. So,
are you the older sibling or the baby of the family?
I am the baby.
You're the baby. Do you think that being the baby of the family has made you more or less organized?
I don't know. You know, growing up, I was actually the cleaner of the two of us, and now I think it's flip-flopped. Now that my sister isn't around. But probably a typical person, I would say that less organized as the baby, because older siblings take care, like, they're used to being the one that takes care of the younger one. Especially my sister's 5 years older than me, and it's just us, and so, you know, I think
so you're kind of used to her.
Yeah, she would play mama, you know.
Yes.
I was a little baby doll for her.
She just took care of you.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to.
Yeah.
So, I don't mean bad when I say this, but has anything bad ever happened at home or work due to a lack of organization? And I just mean you left your homework at home and got a 0, or
I do have a
didn't
story.
turn in a project.
I had, right before, I guess, junior year of college, I was applying for an internship, and I didn't hear about the internship. Well, I guess I didn't expect them to call me so quickly because I had applied for it, and they asked if I could come in the next day, and so I was putting together my portfolio. I went to design school, and so I get home, and I'm trying to pull everything together, and there was one piece that I thought was, like, my best one, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and so I had just, like, a breakdown, because how was I going to get this job without this best design that I've ever made? And so, yeah, being a little bit more organized in that situation might have helped, because I didn't ever find it, so I went without it. So
So recently you told me a story about how you were in a hurry and rushing to get somewhere and you drove to the wrong place. Did this have anything to do with organization, or it was just a mess up?
I don't know. Probably had something to do with being organized. So actually it happened when I was headed to physical therapy, and so probably I was being disorganized because it was early in the morning. I had to rush because I was not prepared or didn't have everything together when I was getting ready, so I was late and get in the car, get distracted, take the wrong exit.
So tying in with that, I feel like being organized helps to save time by not having to look for things, but instead just knowing right where they are. And so you don't have to waste that time searching everywhere for your keys or your credit card or whatever. It also kind of helps to make good use of the space you have, just like your desk or your closet or whatever. Just everything having a place, you don't have extra junk that you don't really use. Do you think that you have a good amount of space in the places you're at most, like your job and your house? Or if you were better organized, would you have more space?
I would have more space if I was better organized. If you went, we have community desks at work. So me and we've got a few people at one big desk.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Morgan, the girl next to me, our things just, it's a good thing we get along because our things just like bleed over in the other person's line. And so all the time it's like, where'd that paper go? And it'll be on her side of the desk. And so organization would probably help that.
Do you feel that if you were better organized, you would be more productive?
Probably.
At work and at home, you would agree?
Probably. I think so. It put me in a better mood.
Perfect that you say that, because my next question was going to ask you to rate your happiness when you have order in your life.
Happiness. I like
10 being
order.
the best.
10. Yeah. When when things go as planned and are laid out perfect, who doesn't like that?
Yeah, exactly. So rate your happiness when you have a lack of order and chaos.
Well, I guess it depends on how chaotic it is, but I'd say that it's opposite end of the scale. Let's give it a 1.
A 1, yes. So now, just to tell you a little bit about my business, like I said, my family's history with organization is kind of what inspired me to begin my business. I've helped a couple people to become more efficient and healthy and happy through getting things organized and giving them practical tips on how to keep things in their place. I feel like having an outside party come in to help you get organized is useful because it's kind of like a fresh set of eyes. You're like, oh no, I need to keep that. But then just having someone else come in and bring clarity is a little bit helpful if something really needs to get organized or cleaned, and getting things in their place. And so is that something that interests you or that you think would be useful to you?
Yes.
Yes.
I do think it would be useful.
How would it positively impact your life? I think we've said it, just less stress.
Just being organized, is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
It would positively impact my life. Everything would have a place. I would probably, I think in that situation, someone kind of coaches you is what it kind of sounds like, is someone's telling you, really, this isn't that important. Really, you don't need to keep this. Or if you're going to keep this, it needs to go here, and all the things like this are supposed to go here. I think that'd be nice. Like we said, be a 10 on the
happiness scale.
On the happy scale.
Do you think that there's anything that keeps you from staying organized?
Being busy or being lazy, possibly. I don't know that I'm lazy, but
after you've worked, you get home, you're like, I don't care.
You're just tired. You're like, oh, I'll set this here, I'll deal with it tomorrow. And so then things just build up.
Yeah. And so I feel like if you had an exact place to put something, it'd just be so easy to just, and you'd have to make yourself do it, of course, but then it'd become just habit in itself, like, oh, I can move 10 more steps and put this here instead of just leaving it out. Well, I hope this has helped you to see the benefits of organization and cleanliness, and just the practical benefits along with health benefits. Do you have any questions for me?
Is this a real business?
It could be. I'm testing to see if it would be useful or beneficial.
Okay.
Has this interview helped give you clarification and new ideas for how to be organized?
Yeah, I think it's been beneficial.
Good.
Talking it out always helps.
Talking it out, yes. Noticing where you need to fix things. So My last question, has this inspired you to become better organized, whether you use my help or do it on your own? Has this made you have the desire?
I think that even talking it out makes you realize, oh yeah, I'm not the best at doing this, so yeah.
Just helps you.
It's been helpful.
Well, thank you for being a part of this interview. Feel free to contact me with any questions or needs that you have in the future. It was good to see you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.